Kevin Morgan steps on that throttle, and we are racing. Heat race number 1. McSwain throws the hammer down. We are green for heat race number 5. 10 more laps. The zero of Hunter Parsons moves up into that number 2 spot cleanly. We got a side-by-side battle for P3 here between the 89 of Darren Freeman and the 67 machine of James Smith. Here comes Bryce Nichols to that 64, trying to open up the door on that 67, or get into it, one of the two. Oh, little contact on entry there. Coming up on 2 laps to go. Joey Reeder and the 0-1-1 on the high side there. This time by the white flag will be waving for that 42 of Jordan Casey. And as long as nothing crazy happens, he should be able to put this thing in victory lane after a hard-fought battle. That D1RT machine will come off of turn number 4 with the checkered flag in hand. Jordan Casey's gonna steal the win. 3-wide battle going on here. McConnell and Satterfield. You see them mixing it up. The 5J is Jeff Isabel. And that yellow sprint car there running right along the bottom. McConnell in that white, black, and red Valvoline thing on the hood. White flag is waving up front. It's Bryce Bailey. He's going to run the bottom on the final time. Hammers down to the start-finish line. Checkered flag, the win. Gonna go to Bryce Bailey tonight. She's searching the racetrack, trying to find some speed down on the bottom. He's gonna run the middle line this time. He's out there looking to find something. I believe it's gonna be up top. McConnell always on the bottom. He is like a catfish or Welcome to SRTV Network. I'm Jay Weezy, and we are live tonight with the Monsters of Dirt JIR Motorsports Slide Job Sunday, the 305 series. And it says Kokomo, but we are at Charlotte, race number 1 of the new season here tonight. And also I got with me Tom Racker, Tommy Boy, they call him. He's going to be up here calling this race here. And what do you think we got coming up here, Tom? And how you feeling today?
Not too bad. It's been a good one so far, and I'm looking forward to watching some sprint action here from the Monsters of Dirt.
Yeah, well, we got a good one coming up here for you. But before we get started, of course, it is race number 1, so we don't have any point standings to show you, but we definitely got to give a shout out to all the people to help make this possible for the Monsters of Dirt. And you see them there on your screen. It's too many for me to say, Tom. I'd be here all night if I did that. So, guys, check out all these guys. Check out the description of the video. Got all the links in there for anything you need to know about this series here in itself and all the people that help make it possible. So, go out there and support those guys. And, hey, man, stay tuned because we got a good one coming up here.
You get Tom and Jerry up in the booth. It's bound to be fun, right?
Tom and Jerry sounds good to me, man. You know, and these 305s, they most of the time wide open, but I'm looking at the track out there looking kind of slick. So they're going to have some throttle control.
Absolutely. Throttle control is the name of the game. Have you been running much dirt? I know you're an asphalt guy yourself, but you've been running with some of the fastest guys on dirt there. I see. You've been running it yourself?
I've been working on it.
So you understand what these are like? You ever get in the 360s or the 410s here?
The 410s are a bit of a handful for me. I'm still working on that throttle control. The 360s, man, I like. It seems to fit me a bit better. The 305s, I'm not a real big fan of the wide open kind of style racing. I like to have a little bit of throttle control. I just got to get a little bit better with that throttle control. So I went out and got me some V3 pedals there a while back. So we're getting used to those, and we're stepping over on the dirt side, man. We're going to start seeing what we can do out there and see if we can't get dirty, these guys.
Doing some big things out here.
Absolutely, man. Trying to.
Absolutely. Yep. So we are watching who we got on the screen right now. Oh, flying into the pits there. We are in practice here. Sorry, I'm getting new to the broadcasting here, and we'll do a fine job here. I'm learning under Jay Weezy this season, so taking new routes here, but we're gonna have some fun, that's for sure. Like I said, Tom and Jerry up in the booth. It's gonna be a blast.
Yeah.
And, Jay, you got a fan in the comment section. He is the Monsters of Dirt.
It's Zach McSwain. Hey, Zach McSwain is here to do it again. I was messing around with him last night, man. He's a cool fella, man. We like to laugh a lot, man, and laughing, it seems to make the day better for everybody. So I kind of act a little bit silly sometimes, but hey, man, it's always good to have fun, and that's what we're here for. And I think that's what these guys are here for out on the track. Hopefully we won't have a lot of cautions here tonight. And I would like to mention that we are monitoring race control here.
And it is $10 for the full season for all series. Any money that we're giving away for the cash league for a week. And all points fund, all it costs you is $10 to jump in.
Let you listen in on him.
Do it for everybody, and it helps pay our weekly payout.
So yeah, like I was saying, that's John Etheridge.
Twisted Motorsports. They're our Slide Drive Sunday sponsor once again. Twisted Motorsports Slide Drive Sunday for the second season. Appreciate all those guys over there. Appreciate JIR Motorsports and the Isabel guys and all them. They do a lot for us, and both the series are named after them, the JIR Motorsports 305s and 360s. We got SRTV that's live right now. I gotta put a link on the website or on the Facebook right now.
So anyways, yeah, like I was saying, we're going to monitor race control this season. We're going to give you guys the opportunity to listen in on what's going on with the admins and all the technical things on the side of the admin side, so they can because they're always in there yelling at people, and hopefully they keep it clean for you. But you ever been yelled at by them, Tom?
No, because I always back out before I get to that point. And John was giving me a hard time. He was over there talking to me before here, and old Hattie was like, yeah, if Tommy's out there, it wasn't his fault. He's like, yeah, Tommy doesn't get the black flags thrown on him because it's kind of hard to throw a black flag when you're just hitting the wall by yourself. So, no, they don't yell at me for hitting the wall by myself out there. I'm a back, or what do they call me, a pace marker. So,
yeah.
Don't yelling at me yet. I always back out before I get the leaders close to me. I get all nervous. I don't want to wreck anybody.
So have you spent any time in the 305 sprint cars? Because if so, I was going to ask you a few questions, and maybe we can, they're going to have a driver's meeting, but maybe we can talk to somebody here shortly and maybe ask them a few questions. But my main question is,
got what we got. Remember,
well, let's let him finish.
Race clean, race with good sportsmanship, understand the rules of racing. If you're a vicious driver or personality, we're not going to put up with it for very long, so make sure you're not one of those. Race your car. Don't focus on officiating. No matter what you yell at us, it's probably not going to change our mind. We're going by what we're watching. Remember, you don't have a replay. We do. After the race, you want to talk to us about something we got wrong, that's fine. We're not perfect. Like I said, new members, respect the league. Respect everybody who's been here before you. If you got into the league and you're a young man, race like a young man, don't race like a kid. We hear you acting like a kid, we will get you out of here. Keep the mics open for the admins. We need to say what we got to say. Just bark what you got to say. If you really got to say something, say it and get over with it. Keep the bickering down to a minimum. Remember, we only have cautions for the mains. Heat races are no cautions. There's a 10-time incident limit for all races with one quick fix. If you're involved in a single car wreck, make sure you go to the back, call out for EOL if you caused it, or if you were in it and you need an EOL, let us know. If you cause a caution on purpose, you'll be given a 1-lap black flag. If you spin or come to a stop, we expect you to ask for that EOL. If you receive a black flag or a penalty from an admin, we understand if you want to challenge it. If you challenge it, we have limited time, but we'll look at it again. But if it's confirmed, we're going to need you to follow what we're telling you to do, or we will take you out of the race. All races start on the leader, and the pace trucks must be off the track. I don't think that's a problem here, but just remember that in all races, the pace truck has to be off the track before you can fire. If you do a jackrabbit start or screw around too much, we will black flag the leader if he's being an ass. Start the race, get it over. Remember, if you exit the pits, exit safely. You're already in trouble if you're coming out of the pits. Don't ruin anybody's race, or we may be forced to remove you off the track. We don't clear black flags unless it's an iRacing error. Very few times can we prove it's iRacing error, so don't count on it. Count on getting to the pits and getting your penalty served. Remember, we don't do waiver rounds but to halfway. After halfway, no more waiver rounds. If your ping's under 200, your ping must be under 200 to start the race. If we have multiple cautions quickly, we might go to single file. We don't want to, but if there's 3 quick cautions, we may. It's up to the race director. We're broadcasted live on SRTV tonight. We're broadcasted live on many networks. This is the start of the new season. We have 8 series. We run 5 nights a week. This is race number 1 of the winter 2020 season. If you embarrass us or make us look like morons, we may boot you out the league. The leader may choose line, which to start. He can choose outside, inside, whatever. Just communicate with everybody, with race control and the outside pulsator.
I think we'll just cut him short a little bit. I mean, we listened in on most of we still got him in the background, so if you really want to listen to him, you're going to have to listen to him, because I'm going to talk over him. But a lot of rules here, and that is all in the reason to make the race as clean as possible. They want the most respect they can get out there out of the drivers, and that's to be expected with any good league out there. And, he's not saying, I know if you heard it earlier, about the kid thing or whatever. He's not saying kids can't race. He's saying don't race like a kid. Because we got drivers out there. Some of the fastest drivers are young. I mean, you had a couple of them on the show today, Tommy. I mean, 16, 17 years old. And these guys run up there with the best of the best. I mean... So, not saying that you can't be a kid to be in the Monsters of Dirt, but he is saying don't race like a dummy.
Right, exactly. And, I mean, they're bringing in world class drivers here, and you don't want to run those guys off because a guy in the back that's running the same speed I am is just sending it into a corner because he doesn't know any better.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He pass these out. Some people may have thought John was filibustering there, but nope, he's just laying out the rules because, hey, as a league owner, that's what you got to do. You gotta make sure these drivers know what's going on and they know what to expect, because this is the first race of this season. A lot of these guys could be new to the league itself.
Absolutely, you said it good. Hey, man, I like having you up here, and first of all, I'd like to thank you for coming. It's always fun to have somebody else to talk to, but we've moved on to qualifying, and who you think's going to get the pole, Tom?
That's what I was kind of going down a list here, and man, it's hard to not say JD Brown, but we were kind of talking on the show earlier, and it seems like these slower cars like this, it's a backwards trend for him. So he's used to that fast 410, if you will, or midget even, and getting into this the 305, it takes a kind of a different skill set almost. So it's probably hard for him to really make that jump.
Well, hey, man, it's no surprise to me who is sitting on the pole right now. Alex Bergeron, one of the fastest drivers on iRacing, and not just in sprint cars or late models or modifieds. This kid is not, I mean, he's even got his own cars. You know, these guys race in real life too. It's not just their sim racing career here, but these guys, man, they do it all. I mean, they are fast and everything. And right now it is Alex Bergeron sitting on the pole with a 14.491. We also have Al Balducci sitting in second. JD on the track. Let's check him out.
Butcher. Al Balducci, the butcher.
That's what they call him, man. I just realized that last season.
Howdy taught me that.
And we also have Austin Anderson, Justin Williams, Zach McSwain on the racetrack. So we'll try to keep up with all these drivers. Right now, JD Brown is sitting back in 56. There is, I believe, 58 sprint cars showed up for this one, man. This thing is stacked. We'll move on to Zach McSwain. Looks like JD Brown
brings it into 20th there.
Yeah, 20th for JD. So he's going to have some work to do.
Hey, if there's a driver out here that can do it, I'm confident in JD. He can pull it up through the field.
Well, Zach McSwain is going to put it in 5th with a quick lap of a 14.542. Watching right now, Brandyn Proudfoot out there. The number 22 machine currently sitting 13th, and I believe he has attempted all of his qualifying laps. Anybody hasn't qualified yet? Let's see. We do have Austin Anderson, and they call him the hero. And
well, we don't have to worry about him.
Oh yeah, he's sitting in 5th right now, and he's knocked some fast drivers back down the pole, the list there. So Austin's looking good here in his 305, and I believe and you know, it's always good to have one of these heroes come in and talk to us, and you know, we always give thanks for their service and all that great stuff, but you know, it's good to hear back that they appreciate that, and it gets them through the tough times. So, you know, because I listened to the show today, and you know, the things that he was saying, man, it's awesome. So yeah,
and look at that, the Marine puts it in 5th, man. Wow, coming out of nowhere with that.
Yeah, looking good.
He must have been listening, and he hit that loud pedal.
The smooth operator right there, huh?
There you go.
All right, let's take a look at the results, as I believe all the drivers have qualified. So let's take a look at the results, if we can. Let me get Austin off the screen there for you. Alex Bergeron, 14.491. Bryce Bailey, 14.501. And Al Balducci with a 523. Jeff Isabel, Austin Anderson is going to round out the top 5. Zach McSwain, Tyler Shell, Braden Eiler, Jeremy Zarfos, and Jace Wright. They're getting some tricky names for me, Tom. I'm pretty good with names, but sometimes, you know, it's a little bit. And take a look at the rest of the field. Well, they've already switched it over to heat race number 1. Things go fast here, and you'll see it, Tom. It goes from heat race 1, 2, 3, 4. Then they get a 5-minute practice, and then we're on to the main event. So it makes it hard for us up here in the booth, but we're going to try to keep up with all this action. Hope you guys enjoying what you see right now. Heat race number 1 about to kick off, and we're going to take you through our starting grid here. It's going to be Alex Bergeron, the number 12 machine, starting on the pole of this one. He's going to have the hero, Austin Anderson, on his outside there in row number 1. Row number 2 will be Jeremy Zarfos in that 58. And keep in mind, I might be wrong with these numbers, all right? So we're just going to call out the names. James Smith will be alongside him in row number 2. Row number 3, Randy Rockwell and Chris Sabasque sitting there. Row number 4 is going to be Justin Williams, Brandon Gibbs. And row number 5, Bryce Nichols and Ross Carrenta. Am I saying that right? What do you think? John Etheridge and Chris Berger. I'm doing a fine job. Okay. David Farnan and Rodney Shockley is going to be in row number 7. Robert Satterfield sitting last but not least. He's got to work his way up through the field, man. How many we're going to get making the feature race out of this one here?
One we got, it shows 4. Am I right there? I'm terrible about this. I still got to how to read it.
Yeah, well, I can take a look. It's going to be 5.
5.
It's going to be 5 out of the heats, 4 out of the C, 4 out of the B, and 1 out of main. But that'll change up, and you know, it's kind of dynamic, really. But
I see it now. I'm dialed in.
All right. Well, hey, here we
So
go.
if you're Austin Anderson starting on the outside next to Alex Bergeron, Is there like what goes through your mind on this start as the pace truck pulls off here?
Well, maybe you can enlighten me on this. Is it on green or on the leader?
So it's going to go on the leader here. So that's
Okay.
really what makes it interesting here.
Yep.
That's what I love watching. These guys really switch it up. And there's Bergeron. He's on that loud pedal right pretty much at the exit of that start finish. And we see Austin Anderson trying to take low. I figured Bergeron would kind of take off with it, but they're keeping a lot closer to him than I thought.
Yeah, you get a pretty good jump, but great job by Austin Anderson and Jeremy Zarfos timing that restart. There goes the 19 machine of Zarfos making a move on Austin Anderson. They're going to go side by side. They are battling for that number 2 spot. The 067 of James Smith trying to move in as he is watching this right off of his front wing. And he gets a little bit close there to Zarfos, but they don't make contact. A little bit of good racing going on. Top 5 will advance. We'll throw that up on the top left-hand side of your screen. And the other guy's going to have to battle out in the, what they call it, the alphabet soup.
The alphabet soup. I like that. There we got 67. Who is that? They're getting a little sideways there in the yellow machine. James
Smith. Yeah.
A little sideways. It looks like he was able to hold on to it, though. Congrats to him, because I know myself, there's no way I'd been all over. I'd been on the top of my car there. So that's what when you're watching these guys, you can definitely tell that they're the cream of the crop here, because they save that stuff. They're not all over the place.
Yeah, looks like Bergeron's got this thing figured out as he heads off into turn number 3. He's got a nice lead, 0.6 seconds lead over Austin Anderson right now. In your top 5 transfer spots are Bergeron, Anderson, Zarfos, Smith, Rockwell. Oh, I'm sorry, I said that all wrong. I was close though. Rockwell and Smith.
Yeah, so that's impressive. James Smith, I mean, he didn't lose too much speed off of that. I mean, he got turned pretty much sideways there. So, and you know, if you look down the rest of the field, you're watching Bergeron. He's kind of running a different line than the rest of the pack there. So I don't know if it's something that he's got a little mind to, whether it is, or maybe he's just a little more comfortable in that mid line. But it seems like he's grabbing a little more of that moist dirt on the track there compared to everybody else. What do you think, Jay?
I think all these guys are doing a phenomenal job, because I'd be somewhere in the back. So the white flag is out there. This time, checker flag is going to be waving. This time for Alex Bergeron, it's going to be Bergeron with the win. Jeremy Zarfos, Austin Anderson, Randy Rockwell, and James Smith are going to be your transfer spots here for heat race number 1. Great race, man.
Absolutely, and that's what you're going to get every time you watch one of these monsters of dirt. It's going to be a solid race there. So the one thing I do like about Austin, outside of him being a serviceman, he's a huge Cowboys fan, so you got to love that.
Well, hey, at least they got one. You know, that's a good thing. Got them Cowboys. You know, my dad was a Cowboys fan, and then for some reason he switched over to the Baltimore Ravens this year. I don't know what's going on there. I guess
I might have it. I said I spoke too soon.
Maybe somebody paid him. I don't know. But their quarterback's pretty good, man. He coming out of Louisville. He was playing for college for us. So
I was gonna say, yeah, you're part of the
All right, heat race number 2 underway. Let's take a look at the starting grid. Bryce Bailey and Zach McSwain's going to be on row 1. Row 2, it's going to be Jace Wright and Brandyn Proudfoot. Row number 3, it's going to be Ryan Stillwell and J.D. Brown. You call him Downtown
Hollywood.
Or Hollywood? Okay. Well, hey, we'll go with that. Row number 4 is going to be Donald Depew and Trevor Shaw. Row 5, J.D. Literal and Jason Giblin. Row 6 is Brad Haldane and Adam Scalia, I think. Row number 7 is Bailey, John Bragman, and Dylan Dickerson is going to round out the field here for heat race number 2. Bryce Bailey in control of this restart. It's going to be on him when the pace truck clears the racetrack out of turn number 4. He will have the go-ahead to throw that pedal down and sling that thing sideways off into turn number 1. Coming through turns 3 now. Pace truck off of the surface, and Bryce Bailey gets this thing going. Green flag is out. They stack up a little bit. This is going to be interesting here, Tom.
Like he made Zach kind of let off there for a second, and he then gassed it. So what a start there by Bryce Bailey. And I'll tell you what, if I'm looking at the right paint, my Traeger paint seems to fail me at times. But if he's running that purple, black, and green, I'm a huge fan of those colors.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, that's what I'm showing, and I understand what you're saying about Traeger paints. I forgot to actually check that. So if you guys' paints are not showing up, let me know. We'll try to get that thing reset for you and get you looking good.
Right there.
Looking good right now for Bryce Bailey. We got trouble in the back, but no cautions in these heat races. I didn't quite catch who that was. I believe Bailey is involved in something. He is dropped all the way back to 10th.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, you get whoa, 57. I don't know if it's a 57 or 46. Which is 57. Bailey just get into it there, and I don't know. It looks like I don't know if that was John Bragman there, but I don't know if a wheel kind of went the other way. That was an aggressive hit there.
Yeah, we got a lot of fast drivers way in the back right now. Bryce Bailey is still leading this one. Your top 5 transfer spots is Bailey, McSwain, Proudfoot, Wright, and Stillwell. And some of the guys that got in trouble in the back is going to have their hands full coming up here later. Some of those guys will be, let's see, we got Jason Gibble, Adam Scallion, Bailey Hitt, Brad Haldane, J.E. Brown, Donald Depew, John Bragman, Trevor Shaw. Those guys not looking so good right now, but the guys up front running single file, they're smiling ear to ear because they in a transfer spot.
Absolutely. And the one thing I will say, I figured Zach would be right on the bumper of Bryce Bailey. And I don't know if it was all that start there where Zach kind of had to let off. But Bryce Bailey has been on rails this heat race, and he's gone to town.
Yeah, last season, man, he was really fast, and he looks to come back here and start it off the same way he left it last season here in these 305s. And also tonight is Slide Job Sunday. So we got a doubleheader coming to you. 360s coming up next. I believe they're at Lernerfield. I don't have a very good memory. I woke up at 4:20 today, so I got up a little bit late.
I remember the days I could sleep in that late. You just make me jealous, sir.
That's going to do it for heat race number 2. Bryce Bailey, Zach McSwain, Brandon Proudfoot, Jace Wright, and Ryan Stillwell, your top 5 that will transfer and move on to the feature race here coming up. After all these other heat races, and I believe we got, 5 heat races coming up?
Let's see here. We are 4. We got 4 heat races.
All right. Well, hey, you get 4 chances. Not really, but, there's, you get what I'm saying, hopefully. All right, heat race number 3. Let's take you through the starting grid for this one. Al Balducci, what do you call him?
The Butcher.
The Butcher, Tyler Shell on the front row there. Row number 2 is going to be Bob Rafferty and Rod Tucker. Row number 3, Joe Isabel and Eddie Underwood. Row number 4 is going to be John Powers and Jeremy Isabel. Row number 6, I'm sorry, I'm all confused tonight. Row 5, Bryson Daffern and Josh Indick. Row number 6 is Blake DePennant and Dustin Hall. And then we got row number 7, Dominic Weinkauf and Jacob Todd. That's going to do it. 14 drivers, top 5 will advance to the feature here and lock themselves in. The other guys are going to have to put their work boots on and go to work in these CB and D, however many they got coming up here after these heat races.
That is right. And we're going to watch Balducci. I think Balducci's going to take this flag to flag. He's going to take him to the Butcher. He's going to chop him up here. They're on the loud pedal.
The green flag is out. Balducci with a pretty good start there.
Ooh, but look at that. Tyler Shell comes up under him and throws that slider in the first turn. But Balducci is going to throw another one up on him. So this could be an interesting one. We could see a heat full of sliders here. They heard what I said, and Shell is not going to have any bit of going second place flag to flag.
Absolutely. Tyler Shell wasting no time making a move there on the Butcher. And look behind him. We got a good battle going on there. Some contact. I believe that's Joe Isabel. Rod Tucker might have made a little bit of contact. Is that Rod? Yeah, because Bob Rafferty sitting in that number 7 machine running 3rd. Right now, your top 5 transfer spots: Tyler Shell, Al Balducci, Joe Isabel, Bob Rafferty, Eddie Underwood going at it. Looks like Rafferty gonna lose some ground there. Drops all the way back to 7th. That's gonna move Jonathan Powers up into that 5th and final transfer spot.
Yep, it looked like Al. I don't know if Al just lost a little speed or if who was that? Rafferty just kind of came up a little faster than he intended, but got in the back of him and just lost a lot of speed after that. So falling off there. Halfway through the race, we're watching Tyler Shell now. It looks like he is starting to take off from the butcher. He wants nothing to do with that meat cleaver, Weezy.
And that's not easy to do. Balducci's really quick in these sprint cars. The whole Twisted Motorsports team, man, they
warning.
Oh, 29 gets a warning.
Way for transfer spot.
All right, so we get a warning by the admin there to the 29 for knocking somebody out of the way for a transfer spot. You know, that seems to be something that happens quite often. These guys, these transfer spots really important to them here as we come up on 2 laps to go this time by.
Absolutely. I know myself, if I'm in that position, you know what? The racer in you says you're going to send it a little harder because you know it's a little easier road to that final heat.
Absolutely, but it depends on where you're at, who it is. I'm a little more, I guess you could say, respectful on the racetrack. I like to race clean.
Now I won't hit you, but I'm gonna wreck myself probably because I'm gonna send it in.
Absolutely. I'd rather finish 5th and have a good clean race than win this thing knocking people around. The checker flag is a waving for Tyler Shell, and that first move there on the initial start is going to pay off for him. He's going to get that win. Al Balducci, Joe Isabel, Eddie Underwood, and John Powers are going to follow him on to the feature here tonight. And how many laps is tonight?
Tonight's feature is going to be, looks to be 35 laps.
35 laps. Not a whole lot of time to get it done. So the closer up front you can start, the better off you'll be. Heat race number 4 about to get started. These things rolling pretty quick.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got good drivers going here. They're not getting into each other too bad here in these heat races. So they're keeping it clean. And obviously, like you said, there's no yellows right now, but it's clearing the way for a nice clean heat race feature tonight.
All right, let's do our starting grid here for heat race number 4. It's going to be Jeff Isabel and Brandyn there on the first row. We're going to look back right behind them in row number 2. It's going to be Alex Studiger and Richie Preston. Row number 3 is going to be Tyler Batten and Joel Moeller. Or Mahler? I don't know, you know. Row number 4, we got Davin Cardwell and Anthony Cottle. And row number 5, Andrew Smartwood and GJ Boydell. And GJ Boydell had some trouble last season, man. It seemed like he could not get a break. Let's see, hopefully everything turns around for him here in this season here. Row number 6, we got Josh Burton and Josh Gayman. It's the Josh and Josh show there sitting in row number 6. Row 7, Richard Shockley and Jason Ferguson. I'm sorry, it's row 7? Yeah, okay.
You're better than me because I never do the rows because that's too much math. I just starting first.
Yeah. It's not as easy as it looks, but, you know, you get used to it after a couple years.
Absolutely. You are a seasoned veteran.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Well,
I've been around for a while. Let's just say that.
Do you have a favorite paint in this one there?
I typically go for like anything with like red, white, and black on it. So the 25 is looking good, and he's up close to the front. So, you know, I got a thing where I don't like to pick the pole sitter. So, hey man, let's make a pick. Who you got on this one?
Let's go. Ooh. Man, I'm going to have to say Davin coming in 7th. He's going to pick it up there. I know that's a hard run to make, but he's fast.
All right, let's do it. Green flag waves, and Tommy said Davin Cardwell is going to come up there from 6th to win this thing in 10 laps. Right now it is Jeff Isabel out front, but here comes the 5 that passes the 5. Brandyn Eiler makes a move early, just like Tyler Shell did last heat race, and the 54 is Alex Studinger.
It really seems like these guys, if you're able to get up front quick and get that clean air and get off and not be racing guys constantly, that you are able to pull away from this pack a little better, because then second and third get to racing. And you know, from the asphalt side of things, you get to racing and that lead is going to start taking off.
Oh yeah, they'll walk right out of your life, man. You know, so it's better to just let somebody go if you think they're faster than you anyways. But a lot of times when you got that racing blood in you, it's really hard to just let somebody go, you know.
Absolutely. You are exactly correct there. And then we see a slider thrown there by, who is that, Eiler? Or is that Isbell there?
Yeah, Brandyn Eiler in the orange and black, number 5. And then the 5J up front there is Jeff Isabel. These two going at it, throwing sliders on each other for that number 1 spot, while Alex Studinger sits there and waits and says, hey, you guys go ahead and do that, and I'll counter on your mistake.
Exactly, and that's sometimes, well, look at that. They're going to split it 3 wide. He says, I'm just going to come knocking on the door here.
Isabel.
That move, stick his nose in.
Guys beating and banging, but Isabel able to pull off that move there to take over the lead, and they're going to make more contact. These guys going at it for that number 1 spot here in heat race number 4. This time by, it's going to be 3 to go, and trouble for Isabel. Isabel's going to be back in, looks like 9th. After he gets into the wall there after contact between himself and Brandyn Eiler and Alex Studinger in there. I'm not sure if Alex had any actual contact there, but the 26 right behind them is Richie Preston, and your top 5 transfer spots are Brandyn Eiler, Alex Studinger, Davin Cardwell making a move. He's in that 3rd spot. Richie Preston and Josh Gayman.
Yep, and it looks like Davin, and who is that? They're throwing sliders here to end it off. Was that Preston? Or okay, Gayman there. So they don't, even though it is a transfer spot. See, and that's where I'd be so cautious.
Wow,
if I'm
what a race to the finish. Josh Gayman sneaks up into that 5th spot. Brandyn Eiler, Alex Studinger, Davin Cardwell, Richie Preston, and Josh Gayman take the top 5 transfer spots in heat race number 4. And it's time to move on to the D main here, where they're going to take 4, and 4 will advance to the C main. And I like how they got the layout here where you got to race your way through the series to get into the feature if you don't lock yourself into the heat race.
I agree. It's a nice format. It's really entertaining racing. That's something. I mean, myself, I'm a pavement guy as well. I came from that side of things, and we don't necessarily see the excitement like this in that style of racing always.
Oh yeah, you're a big Indy fan too. You like those Indy cars and F1s and them GT3s and all that good stuff. And guess what? I got all those cars, man. So if you ever want to go racing, hit me up, man. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Is there any better sound in iRacing than that F1 car going around, the Williams car?
Well, you're asking the wrong person, because I'm gonna say, of course.
Yeah, you like that. Yeah, fair enough.
All right, let's move on to our starting grid here for the D main. Jeremy Isabel and Josh Burton starting on row number 1. Row 2 is going to be David Farnan and Trevor Shaw. Then we're going to have row 3, Dominic Wyckoff and Richard Shockley. Row 4 is going to be Robert Satterfield and Jay Darren Literal. Row 5 is Bryson Daffron and Jason Ferguson. Row number 6, Bryce Nichols and Dylan Dickerson. And that's going to round out the field. 12 drivers here in this one. How many are they taking?
They are, I believe it's 4. Correct?
Yeah, that's right. It never changed.
4.
Okay. Sometimes that number changes, so I always double check.
Absolutely. Yeah. Got to be on top of your game there. Got to be on top of your game.
Yeah, man, these guys are watching. You know, we got to give them the best information we can. Hopefully they like what they see, and if they don't, let me know what I can do to change it, make it better. And if there's a driver you like and you want to talk to him, as soon as we get a shot, man, let me know who it is, what you want to ask them. We'll try to get an interview with them. We'll let Tommy talk to him.
That's that could be trouble. Maybe I hop in their car when they're driving like the old NASCAR days. But it'd be really funny if we didn't give them a warning. So I'd be like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" As they're going into turn 1 or something.
Right on, right on.
I don't like that too well.
All right, pace truck's out the way, and here we go. Jeremy Isabel, your leader, steps on that pedal, and we are racing 13 laps in this D main, where 4 drivers will advance to the C for another chance to get leading this feature race here tonight. 35 laps, and it is the new season. Race number 1 of the season here tonight at the dirt track in Charlotte. And of course, it's me, Jay Weezy, and Tom Racker. Is that how you say it? I'm saying it right?
You got it. You
Tommy
got it.
boy. I like that better. Or Tom and Jerry?
Tom and Jerry. That's better than peanut butter and jam.
Trouble in the back there. Caution will come out. The 18. It looks like Bryson Daffern and Dominic Weinkoff get into something. So let's see if we can't find out what happened to those guys here. All right, let's see what happened.
I'll tell you what, I really like this. I'm a one to always look at the paints. At 24, the Coors Light, kind of a retro scheme there. I like that. That's a nice little change of scenery. I'm kind of used to those bright, flashy sprint cars, but I really like that. It's very simple and neat.
Yeah, simple and neat. Not too bad. As long as it ain't bland. Well, you seen what happened there in that instant replay. The 18, it looks like the 18 just didn't have nowhere to go. Yeah, the 18 wasn't even a part of that. That was something that went on in front of him. Bryson Daffern caught up in that one, and that's going to decrease his chances of making the main event here tonight. Let's go back live for these guys where they're riding around the pace car. This time about to start finish line. It's going to be 8 laps to go. Jeremy Isabel is your leader. Josh Burton, David Farnan, Trevor Shaw, and Rob Satterfield. Your top 5, but only 4 is going to transfer.
You got that right. So it's going to be a interesting, what'd you say? We got last 7, 8 laps to go here. So, yeah, definitely going to be a fun one here as the pace car pulls off, and Jeremy Isabel is going to lead them to this green flag, and he is about to go hammer down here, Jay.
Send it.
Send it, baby. That's
Send
what.
it.
But when you say send it to me, that's a whole different meaning. When you say send it to me,
Great start there. Single file up front. Looks like Josh Burton gets a good run down through the corner there, closes the gap, but I think Isabel's got his momentum built up there just a little bit. Opens up a 2-car length gap. They are 3 wide behind them. Rob Satterfield. And it looks like David Farnan.
Yeah, get going, guys.
And that 27 is Trevor Shaw. And I see a Twisted Motorsports logo on that Trevor Shaw machine. Or no? Is it? No, that's the 55. That's old Rob Satterfield, man. And Rob, man, I tell you what, I believe he got the championship last season. I don't have my my memory hooked up right now, but
I do believe you're correct, because Helms got it in the 360 last season.
yeah, and you can check out the description of this video, man, and it'll tell you a lot of information, like who the driver of the year and the champs and all that good stuff. Check it out. There's a lot of good stuff in there for you guys.
And that's what, if you're seeing John's name pop up on the screen, another just great applause goes out to John, because he's really staying on top of these guys and making sure the entertainment value is there, not just for the drivers, but for us at home watching as well.
Oh yeah, he keeps them in line, you know, and that's what you gotta have. You gotta be strict. I know a lot of times it's hard to have to throw a penalty out to a guy that you may like, or he may be your teammate, may be your best friend, but still, same thing's gonna happen to him as it is anybody else. He's gonna get a penalty or whatever they dish out. There's no kind of favoritism as far as I know. As far as I've seen, the checker flag waves. Jeremy Isabel gets the win. Josh Burton, David Farnan, and Trevor Shaw, the top 4 that transfer. Robert Satterfield, the first one on the outside looking in. So that'll put
top 4 advance.
Hold on.
Top 5 advance out of the B main.
Got a little word from race control. He said top 5 out of the B main and top 4 out of this one, the C main. And you know, I forgot what I was talking about. So we're going to move on. The C main coming up. Starting grid is Andrew Smartwood and Brandon Gibbs. They're going to be on row 1. Row 2 is going to be JD Brown and Dustin Hall. Those two drivers on the same team in the same row. That's bad racing in row number 2. Row number 3, GJ Boydell and Rodney Shockley. And row number 4 is Donald Depew and Rod Tucker. Row 5, Jeff Isabel and Chris Sabasky. Something like that. John Bragman and Jeremy Isabel are going to be in row 6. Row number 7 is going to be Josh Burton and David Farnan in row 7. Row 8, Trevor Shaw all alone back there. Trevor Shaw's not one to forget about, man. I bet you he gets up through there pretty good. Not sure if he can make it up to the top 4, man, but we got a lot of fast drivers in here. You got a favorite driver? You got a pick?
If I had a favorite, I'd have
who
to
it is.
Number 14. But
I knew you was gonna take my pick. He's the GOAT.
but you know what? I'd have to say, like you said, you hate picking a guy on the pole, but man, it seems like this front row has really gotten it done today. We'll go with Brandon Gibbs on this one.
Oh, that sounds good. All right, well, I'm gonna take the 331. Dustin Hall. Let's see if we can get it done with Dustin Hall.
And
Hey,
both
starts off.
leave Hollywood in the dust there.
Yeah,
He's better show us up here.
Hey, he went on green. They are 3 wide. Not quite the start. Who was that? I think Brandyn.
Gibbs. I don't know exactly what happened with him. I don't know if maybe a malfunction with the pedal. It just seemed like he didn't get on it at all.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow restart up front. Andrew Smartwood is your leader. JD Brown up in that number 2 spot. Dustin Hall, Brandon Gibbs. They are changing spots up front there, and also behind them, I believe we got a battle going on for 6th, 7th, and 8th. And all these guys going round and round. Up front is the best battle going on the racetrack. JD Brown running the bottom. Haven't seen too many people running down there.
Not with extreme speed at all. It seems like that the little moist dirt that is around is all the way up top of the track. It doesn't seem, I don't see anything down there right now.
Yeah, most of these guys right up next to the wall. Andrew Smartwood still leading. Coming up on 10 laps to go. Dustin Hall up to 2nd. He's fighting with JD Brown. He got around Brown. Jeff Isabel also trying to follow suit, sitting in 3rd. He's side by side with JD Brown right now. Let's keep an eye on that battle. The top 4 will transfer. All 4 of those drivers locked in, so they better calm down a little bit, because Brandon Gibbs, Chris Sabasky, and GJ Boydell, Trevor Shaw all sitting there waiting for one of those guys to make a mistake so they can hop up into that.
And that's all it takes is just one mistake. These are open wheel cars. You get 2 tires together and you could take out half of the field, really. So if you're in the back, you don't necessarily hang your head low yet, because like I said, it's a blink of an eye. Everything could change here.
Absolutely, and I think I found my favorite paint job.
What you got?
Well, I'll give you a hint. It's got a Twisted Motorsports logo on it.
We're going into the wall there.
That's exactly it. And wow, I hate to see that for him. Let's go back and take a look.
It looks like Gibbs just couldn't turn the car there. I've been in that situation. It just locks up, and you hate to see that, but they both go for a ride there.
Well, let's take a look on the replay. What happened to these guys, man? Just as I was talking about it. 21 up in front of that 34, and then the contact happens right there, and both of those guys with a lot of damage. It knocks the front wing clean off of that 34, and it bends that other one up there pretty good.
Gibbs goes in for a quick repair. You do get one of those, so he'll be out there, and I think it's a little too late, but I mean, like I said, once again, all it takes is one bad move up front, and Gibbs could be right back up there where he needs to go.
Absolutely, and you know, that car still looks good, by the way.
I do like the number on Sabesky there. That 21, that's a nice little spec map there.
The 21?
Yeah, that's the Twisted Motorsports
Oh
car.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, great looking car, man. He's gonna put it in the pits though, so we'll go back live. Up front, Andrew Smartwood still in control of this field, and we got JD Brown and Dustin Hall, along with Jeff Isabel and GJ Boydell making his move up there into the top 5.
Now I'd have a hard time not picking JD starting where he is. But like I said, I think if it was a 410 or a 360, I'd throw $100 on it right now.
Wow,
But,
big money.
It's the with these 305s, I just think it's kind of a step down. And when I say that, I'm not taking away from any of these drivers, but I mean they have the progression in the speed and the power for a reason. And JD is a guy used to driving super lates, midgets, 410s. So this is a big power difference for him as they get on that right side pedal. What do they call that, Jay?
The
loud pedal.
Absolutely, and that's what they're getting on here right now. Smartwood sends them off into turn number 1, slideways, and off of his back bumper. You see it, JD Brown trying to make a run right around the outside of that wall, man. He is almost hopping that cushion, but he kept in it, and he's looking good.
When you're able to just slick a piece of paper between the car and the wall, we call that the Cardwell line. So I think he's been running with his buddy Hayden there and really perfecting that Cardwell line. And look at the 14 going around him now.
The momentum of that, man. He is, Cardwell's almost as good as JD Brown.
You put the two together, they're running together. JD takes it. Look at that. Yeah. Second place is Smartwood. And third, Isbell, and then the last is that Trevor Shaw.
Trevor Shaw
transfer in tonight's. What was that? The B.
That was the C main, the top 4. So now we got 5.
Let's run this big old B main, top 5 advance.
This big old B main, he said. Top 5 will advance out of this B main. Congrats to JD Brown on the win, and that momentum around that high side paid off for him. So I. Probably going to say a lot of people seen that. They were watching this race just like me and you, and they seen that high side work. Problem is, he's still not locked in.
No, he is not. So he's going to have to keep it running because at this point you gotta go to the show. Is that right? If you want to keep going, you got to get up in those top 4 to progress on, and then they put you in the back. So you gotta.
Yeah.
It is
all the way in the back, and now he is all the way in the back. All right, well, let's find out how far back he is. Let's do the starting grid here for the B main, where the top 5 will transfer to the 35-lap main event here, the first race of the season. Ross Grinta is going to be your pole sitter, and it's going to be Jason Giblin alongside him in row 1. Row 2 is going to be Blake Dependent, I guess, and Tyler Batten. Row 3, we got Justin Williams and Bailey Hipp. Row number 4 is going to be Bob Rafferty and Joe Moeller. Row number 5, we got John Etheridge and Brad Haldane. Josh Iddick and Anthony Cottle is going to be in row 6. Row 7 is Chris Berger and Adam Scalia. Row number 8 is going to be Jacob Todd and JD Brown. Way back in row number 8 it is. Row number 9, Andrew Smartwood and Jeff Isabel. And Trevor Shaw is the last one in the field here. Once again, he worked his way up to the 5th spot, or the 4th spot last time. See if he can do it again. About to go green. It's in control. Ross Grinta puts the hammer down and gets a pretty good start there. About 3-4 car lengths there. Jason Giblin in the green, the lime green and purple, loses a spot to Blake to Tyler Batten, and Blake going at it. Oh, contact. Giblin gets into it. Looks like Andrew. Wow. Let's take a look at the replay on that one. So I believe it.
That looked like the, what are they, a little mayhem there.
Let's see. Oh, man. Let's go back and take another look from the number 9 of Giblin. Where is Giblin? The 32, it says. All right, here, let's look at this from this angle. The 9 of Giblin up on the high side. And just a little loose off of the corner. I couldn't catch who he smacked right there, but he tapped somebody there pretty good. The 10, I believe that's, I know him. I know who that is. That's Justin Williams, I believe, but I could be wrong.
You're much better with the names than I am.
Well, you know, I had a little bit of a practice last season calling these, and you kind of get to, and you know why I knew who that was? Because there's 2 number 10s out there, but the shape and the color of the number. You believe that?
Do.
I could be wrong though. I didn't go back and look. I think it was Justin Williams.
So this track is obviously it's slicking off the deeper we get into the night, and you know what? If we look at the owner here of the league, old Johnny Boy, he has made his way up to 6th place, so he gained a few positions, and they're back on it on that loud pedal, and it looks like they were going to bunch up quick there. But no, they avoid any accidents there, and they're running smooth now. Oh no, we got a little flipping in the back there.
Yeah, absolutely. And John Etheridge just barely skates through there. I didn't catch who was all involved, but we'll try to take a look on the replay because I like watching wrecks. I don't know about you. I like watching.
It's a lot better to watch him here than it is live and in person. That's always
absolutely. Yeah, sometimes it takes a while to clean the track, but look at them. They're 4, 5, 6 wide at times, and it's like Justin Williams caught up, got the worst end of that one. Is for the 2nd time in a row, and this thing is winding down pretty quick, making it hard for these guys to work their way up if they were further back in the field to get up into one of those top 5 spots to transfer over to the 35 lap feature.
Yep, that's where we look at the likes of JD Brown, who was able to pull it out of that last heat race, but it looks like he's going to be a little short on time throughout this. But like I said, a blink of an eye can change everything here.
I agree.
It's like Talladega when you're running the sprints. The big one can happen at any point.
Absolutely. You got people out there saying that, I think it's Greg Thielsen said that Trevor Shaw is going to come from the back to the front.
Look at
that.
Back
of the D to the B, he said. But, you know, top 5 is going to transfer right now. It's Ross Carenta, Tyler Batten, Bailey Hitt, Blake Dependent, and Joel Moeller. And just outside of the top 5 is Bob Rafferty, John Etheridge, Josh Indick, Chris Berger, and JD Brown is sitting in 10th. Here we go. Back green, Twisted Motorsports. Machine of Ross Carenta gets these things wound up once again, and half of them to the top, the other half down to the bottom.
They are going to try to do whatever they can now because there's, 9 laps left. So at this point, you got to do everything you can to try to get into that first feature of the season. And you know what, Jay? You can't win them all if you don't win the first one. Is that right?
Well, hey, that's for sure. You got to win the first one to win all of them.
That's what they always used to teach us in football.
Trouble the 7. That is Joel Moeller, I believe. Or is that the 714? Is Josh Indick? I'm sorry.
Hey,
And
Jay
this thing
Weezy, I
stayed
want
green.
you to look at the 4th place driver right now. I'm shocked. I'm impressed. And I don't know why I'm surprised.
You don't know why? Well, I don't either, because when he started this, when the green flag came out, he ran the bottom. And, you know, just thinking about, why did he do that? I would say because it's safe. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, because sometimes I realized when I was in these races, when they went green, if I would stay all the way on the bottom, these guys would wreck up top. I'd go all the way up towards the top 5. So it's been working
Especially
out.
John Etheridge starts
Which
on
one
the
was
top
that?
line. You definitely got to watch out for that. Because no, I'm just joking there. I like giving John a hard time. I had nothing to say, so I had to stop there.
It happens.
So,
It happens.
again, I'm very impressed. And I'll let John talk. And that's once again, got to give him credit when I can, because I don't do it often enough. But he's in a car right now and he's adminning. So if I was trying to do that, the poor guy next to me would end up without a wing. So you know, that's right on for John. He likes to race. You can't take that away from him. He's going to run this league for us, and he's going to do a good job, whether it's in the car, behind the screen. He's got other guys that are helping him out, doing the adminning. So
yeah, that's what I was going to say. To be fair, he's got a squad over there that's helping him out to give him that chance to get into the car and run around with these guys. And his thing's winding down pretty quick. So it's not looking good for Trevor Shaw, but he has made it up to 12th. It's going to be 3 laps to go on this restart, and Ross Carrenta has been out front of this thing the whole time, and he continues to lead laps, and he's going to send them down into turn number 1. Once again, we are green. 3 laps to go. The top 5 will transfer. Carrenta, Hip, Brown, Isabel, and Dependent is your top 5 as they sit right now, but it's not over yet. The caution does fly once again. These caution laps are counting.
It'll be a green white checker. We gotta get past this race.
absolutely, yes, they do.
And just for you guys that are worried about it, the 360s won't start until we're all over there.
So it will be a green white checkered, and you heard him talking about the 360s. The 360s were scheduled to go live at 9:20. So if this thing goes over, then we're in bad shape.
That's what they gotta keep it in control here for the.
Maybe I can change it. I'll change it. I can change it. I'll just change the time on it. I'll set it for 9:40. And if it goes earlier, we'll just go early. So keep an eye on that one. The post is up on SRTV Network's Facebook page. And also,
they're reviewing it right now.
If you want to support SRTV Network by running a logo, check out SRTV Network's Discord page. Go to our Facebook page. There is a link, an invite to join the Discord. So you're more than welcome to use any of our logos any way you want. You have permission.
You said any way you want to, huh?
However you want to do it, man. There's no rules.
So you'll let them do the little toilet paper and everything?
If you want to, that's fine with me. Hey,
No,
I'm not hard to get along with.
Exactly. I'm the same way. If you want to wipe your butt with checkers and wreckers stuff, hey, I will sell you some toilet paper to wipe your butt with checkers and wreckers with.
Yeah. Hey, man, you do you. You do you. However you want to do you.
And I am just still amazed that the number 14 has made his way up to the 4th position in here. And they're back on it, Jay.
Yep, green, white, checkered here for the B main. So one more shot to gain some spots there for a few drivers that are not in the top 5. But the problem is the top 5 stacked right now. Bailey Hill, J.D. Brown, your top 2. Ross Carrenta, Jeff Isabel. And we lost Jeff Isabel. What in the world happened to Jeff?
You gotta love technology and internet when it works, I guess. Bailey Hip, Ross Carrenta, J.D. Brown, and look at that.
John Etheridge.
Man, the myth, the legend, John Etheridge puts it in there in the transfer position. They took 5. Did you see?
Yeah, 5. It was
Joshua, or no, I'm sorry, I didn't see that last one there. I was so amazed that John Etheridge made it in there.
And I knew it. I knew who it was. I was ready to cover you there too, and then I started listening to you and forgot.
I'm a loud guy. That's what
I can turn you down, you know. All right, we got 4.5 minutes left here, so if you're a fan of one of these drivers, you want to get in a word with them, or if you want us to, you got a question, let us know who it is and what you want to ask them. We'll try to get a talk in with them here if we got time. Depends on how long it takes you to type all that
Good little
out.
segment brought to you by SRTV here. I like it.
Absolutely.
doing things not everybody does.
Yeah, I like talking to the drivers, man. The drivers are what make all this possible in the end. They are the main component to these races. They make and break a race. You know, they can go out there and run green 35 laps, or they can go out there and wad them up and run 35 caution laps. So if they don't show up, there's no race. And if they do show up, there's a good race. So it's all, first and foremost, it's about the drivers. And then second, it's about the people like you and you over there. Ain't that how it goes? And you up there.
Exactly.
And you.
I love it when that means you're watching. I love it.
Yeah, man, I enjoy the show. You know, you get to talking about that indie stuff. I kind of doze off a little bit because I don't know nothing about it. Really, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that I don't know nothing about it. I've never been
Corey,
a part of it.
he's a dirt phenom here. He's the street stock legend of Monsters of Dirt here. We were talking to F1 one day, and he said, what foreign language are you guys talking today?
Anybody that didn't make the race want to help out, then let me know.
All right, 2.5 minutes left. Blake Murray says, ask Zach McSwain, will he cob up? Well, I don't know what that means, but I tell you what, we're going to do it anyways. But I got another question I want to ask him. First of all, is he in the main event? Did he qualify to transfer?
Yeah, he's down there in 22nd.
Well, the only other problem that I'm having is I don't see him on the radio. So, not going to get to talk to Zach. I'll give you some hints. We got Bryce Bailey, Jason Giblin, Jeff Isabel, Joe Isabel, Joel Moeller, Josh Indick, Justin Williams, Josh Gayman, Robert Satterfield. I think Robert got the 360s last season, and Josh got the 305s.
Is JD available to talk to?
Let's see if we can find JD.
At the end of this race, I expect the top three on the front straightaway for pictures. And
all right, well, I'll tell you what. I like to talk to. I like Rob Satterfield, Josh Gayman, man. Let's do it. Let's talk to Josh. You think?
I'm game to whoever you want to talk to, sir. I just like the idea.
Let's see if we can get him. He's in Jim Beavers, whatever that is. Let's see if we can get him in here. So many channels on this radio. It's a little tough to work with sometimes. Let's see. Move to Josh Gayman. It's Jay Weezy. You got a copy, dude?
Yes, I do.
Man, I tell you what, champ. Season number 2, I guess, maybe 3. I'm not for sure.
I think it's my third one.
It's a new season, and you're coming in as the defending champ of the 305s, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So, what's your thoughts on tonight's race, man?
Seen a lot of rough stuff, but it seems like the guys that were causing it aren't in the main, so that's good.
Absolutely, yeah. And how the car feel, man? What's the track like? What do you expect the line to be like here?
I see a lot of sliders, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Car's not bad though. It's driving pretty good. It's a little wobbly in the middle, but it should be all right.
Yeah, man. Well, where are you going to be starting at?
Top 10 somewhere. I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I agree, man. That's why I asked you. I'm not sure either, and I got all this data in front of me. So.
Yeah, I didn't go to a good high school, so I'm not too good at math.
Well, I enjoy
Starting ninth tonight.
Starting 9th? Okay. Well, hey, I enjoy watching you out there, man. And, like I said last season, man, congrats on the championship. Good luck to you in this one. And hopefully, man, we can see you in victory lane.
Hey, man, we're going to give it hell.
Absolutely. All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. That was Josh Gayman. And we'll see if we can get him in there in just a second. Hang tight. I got some stuff going on. All right, I got you. All right, it is time for the main event here.
All right, guys, we got outside admins, but I'm going to
race number
continue
one
to be the voice
of the season.
Yeah,
Let's listen
but-
in.
And like I said, because of the turnout, even though it's not a cash league race, we're going to still throw 20 to the win.
$20 to the winner tonight. That's cool. All right, let's take you through the starting grid here for race number one for the Monsters of Dirt Slide Job Sundays, the JIR Motorsports Slide Job Sundays, I believe. Alex Bergeron is your pole sitter. He's going to be starting in that number one spot. He's going to have Bryce Bailey alongside him. Row number two is going to go to Tyler Shell and Brandyn Eiler. Look at Brandyn, man. Cool looking kid. Good luck to him. Row number three, Jeremy Zarfos and Zach McSwain. There he is.
Can you do that again? Swain.
McSwain. Al Balducci and Alex Studinger is going to be in row number four. Row five, Austin Anderson, Brandyn Proudfoot. Row six, Joe Isabel, Davin Cardwell. Row number seven is Randy Rockwell and
Tighten it
Jace
up, guys.
Wright.
Tighten it.
Row number eight, Eddie Underwood, Richie Preston. Row nine is James Smith, Ryan Stillwell. Row 10, we got John Powers and Josh Gayman. Wow, he's starting way back there, Tom. Bailey Hipp and Ross Carenta is going to be in row 11. Row 12, JD Brown and John Etheridge. And Bob Rafferty rounds out the 25 car field to kick off the season for the Monsters of Dirt. The JIR Motorsports Slide Job Sunday 360s coming up next.
Well, now I feel really good. I told the guy he was
Ninth.
taking it ninth, and he's way back. He's ninth fastest in the running there. They're on it, though, Jay.
All right, green flags waved. Oh, contact. Oh, trouble early. Wasted no time making contact there with it. Looks like Bryce Bailey. But Bryce didn't have any trouble. It was Tyler Shell that made that contact. And we watched that live, so no need for a replay. Wow, maybe, not sure what happened there, but we'll take a look at one more thing here tonight. The weather here at the dirt track at Charlotte.
Admins are looking at it. Calm down, boy.
Coming out of the east at 17 miles per hour is the wind. It's partly cloudy. The air is 66. The track is 67. And I got one question for you, Tom, man. What's the weather do to a dirt track? Is it anything?
Oh, that is a good question. I could only assume like the humidity and moisture in the air would kind of make it a little better track, but I am not 100% sure on that. I know what.
I know on asphalt, the hotter it is, the slicker it is. So
Right, you want a colder track for an asphalt, but it seems like it almost be kind of opposite with the dirt because the heat and moisture would keep in that wet dirt, I guess. But I'm not 100% certain on that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, well, hey, maybe somebody out there watching could tell me. And Ray Poling says JD Brown might drive it to the front after watching that CMB.
All right, the decision is the 2-car came down the track and doored the other car.
Oh, JD's got some fans out there now. I've been a big fan of JD since I first seen JD Brown, and I call him the GOAT.
It's hard not to like JD, and I'm not just saying that because he's running with us on Wednesday nights here. But, I mean, you watch him. He's a very patient driver. He's not one that's throwing a lot of sliders on people. He's a very clean guy. And he's one of those guys that he's in what? He's back there right now. He's in 22nd.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be a surprise here come lap 15, 16 if he's throwing slider on Zach McSwain for fourth place.
They don't clear black.
So
Admins will look at
he
it
is
if
a
you
very
need it.
patient driver. And
I agree.
Very mature for the 17-year-old he is.
Yeah, totally. And it looks like Bryce Bailey may have got a penalty out of that. Bryce Bailey back in 24th with an EOL penalty, I believe. I'm not for sure, but he did go to the back. I watched that. Up front on this restart, it's going to be, of course, Alex Bergeron is leading them off into the green flag. And Jeremy Zarfos, Al Balducci, and Alex Studinger, along with Zach McSwain, is your top five as it sits right now.
And you see Bergeron, he kind of uses that restart tactics to really pull away from the field to start off. And really, I applaud these guys that when they switch it up on those restarts, it really throws that guy off in second and third. And you can cause, 2 to 3 laps for these guys to really reel you back in. And, by then you could have a good amount run up.
Yeah, we know how good Alex Bergeron is. Oh, trouble, 54 in the wall, crosses in front of a couple other drivers, and luckily didn't cause a whole lot, it doesn't look like. But as I was saying, we know how good Alex Bergeron is, and Bergeron goes straight to the bottom there on that restart. And he is still running the bottom along with Al Balducci, and anytime you see Al Balducci, he's out there. He's usually in one of these sprint cars, so he knows how to get around. He's also running the bottom, so I gotta say, there's gotta be something with the bottom here.
It does seem like that bottom line, and if I'm a driver, and like I said, I'm very new to this dirt, but I'd be shooting for that top line because it looks like some of that thicker, wetter dirt is up on that top line. These guys are really gaining the speed here on the bottom.
Yeah, and Bergeron he is hauling the mail right there. Last lap was a 15.907, and right behind him, Jeremy Zarfos with a 15.9. This time by 15.7 and a 15.8. So these guys are clicking off some pretty quick laps, and Bergeron just a tick slower or faster than Jeremy Zarfos. Another good lap time out there. As I was looking a little bit further down the list, Al Balducci with a good lap as well. So Al might be coming up through the field, and I'm not sure what happened there, so we'll have to go take a look.
It looked like that may have been on the host with most there, Mr. Johnny Boy. I happened to be going back in the field. I saw him doing a little pilot.
It's definitely possible. I'd like to race him.
You probably would.
I didn't say I was going to win him. I said I'm going to race him. But Joe Isabel, I believe, was... Let's take one more look. Joe Isabel coming up through there. Looks like Austin Anderson with the Don't Mess with Texas logo on his machine, and sends Joe Isabel down through. Well, it just kind of turns him sideways there, brings out the caution, and that puts a halt to all the work that Alex Bergeron was starting to do up front.
That's what I was going to say. He was the one driver in this field that sighed when that yellow flag came out. I think everybody else is saying, oh, good deal. We got to calm this down. We got to bring it back in close to him.
I see Bergeron getting a wall there under caution. Maybe he was reaching for a drink or something. I'm not sure, but hopefully it didn't give him any damage. The 19 of Jeremy Zarfos with that Ryan Blaney logo on the front wing. About to go back green. Bergeron puts the hammer down, and here we are back racing. 20 laps to go.
And it's going to be 20 exciting laps. I'm sure, I've watched some of these happen before, and it seems like these guys get it out in the beginning. It gets a little nasty, and then they get a little annoyed that it's been running under yellow, and they start to clean it up themselves. Because I think you said it a little earlier. It's all in the driver's hands how they want to make this one run.
Absolutely, and it's got a lot to do with the track state, man. This track gets really slick sometimes, and it makes it a handful. These things aren't the easiest to drive. They are 305 sprint cars, but they are, it's like driving on ice. We got to move for the lead. Bergeron tapped the wall. Zarfos made a move underneath him, and then Bergeron cleared him on that straightaway. So they are side by side right now, and Bergeron takes control of this one once again. But Zarfos is no slouch. He is right up there with him.
You're talking about hauling the mail. I think I might just have to call him the mailman. I don't know if Hollywood's going to do it, because you look at 7th, 8th place. He's battling there right now. J.B. Brown has made his way up yet again. It's incredible. And it's not even like through cautions this time. I mean, he's making his passes. He just passed on the low end. He's going to pass on the high end. And I hate to keep bragging about him, but man, he is just a fun racer to watch.
Yeah, he can run the bottom, the top, slider lines, any kind of line done out there. If he's got to run a special line to get there, he'll run it. Right now, he is running in 8. Bailey hit right in front of him, along with the Butcher, Alba Ducci. They're running in 6th, 7th, and 8th right now. With coming along about 12 laps to go. And
look at the
Zarfos
Cardwell.
takes the lead from Bergeron, and we missed it as we were watching that race between J.D. Brown and Bailey Hill. We have a new leader up front, and he has got a pretty big gap between him and Bergeron. Bergeron way back here, about looks like 1.4 seconds back.
And he's battling with Davin there, so it's going to just take him out of this even more. So now Bergeron for the first time. Oh, and we got a yellow flag. So now the guy who was upset, I'm sure, about that first yellow flag is now elated to see this one. He can reel in how do you say that? Zarfos. And really get in another try here. But it'd be interesting to see. This is the first time Bergeron is not in control of the restart here, Jay Weezy.
Yeah, losing the lead right there could be the key moment of not being able to bring home that checker flag. We're looking at the replay here. It looks like James Smith, the one that got into the wall, but also we were watching live. As we were watching live there, we were watching Davin Cardwell, and Cardwell was kind of stuck on the wall there, losing or about to be losing a lot of spots, and then that caution came down, so that might have saved his 3rd place position there. But as it sits right now, it is Jeremy Zarfos, Alex Bergeron, Davin Cardwell, Brandyn Eiler, and Brandon Proudfoot, your top 5. The Butcher, Bailey Hip, Joe Isabel, J.D. Brown, and Bryce Bailey rounds out the top 10. It's a lot of big names up there in that top 10, you know?
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, like you said, I mean, he was having a little problem there at the near the drop of that yellow flag, but I'd watch out for Davin Cardwell right now, because this seems to kind of be his sweet spot, if you will, and he's with that new team now, Twisted Motorsports. I'm sure they showed him a little thing or two in these sprint cars, their specialty.
Yeah, and if anything, they definitely put him in a great-looking ride. They got some of the best-looking rides, man. Those guys, whoever's painting the cars over there, man, keep doing what you're doing. You paint some great-looking cars. There's a lot of sprint cars out there that I like, but I can only talk about one at a time, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I just want to give a shout-out to Mr. Austin Anderson, member of the military. So if you guys are in a race with him, if you see him, and there might be more military men and women out there, but I'm 100% certain on him, just give them a little thumbs up, a little thank you. They deserve it, guys. That's the reason we're racing out here. That's the reason we can broadcast up here. So remember that, and give him a go Cowboys, too, because he's a huge Cowboys fan.
And did he say that Texas was the best country ever?
He did. Yes, he did. Spoken like a true Texan.
All right, 7 laps to go on this one. Zarfos started this one off. Bergeron is hot on his trail. Davin Cardwell up on the high side. He's got some competition. They're 3 wide. Cardwell escapes that, leaves it up to Brandon Proudfoot, Bailey Hip, and Eiler.
This is going to be an interesting 5-6 laps here. Bergeron, he's not going to let.
That's going to end it. We're going to have, it looks like a green-white checker finish, or if not, it'll be close to a green-white checker finish. So let's go back. Let's see if we can find out. That was the GOAT?
I think that was the GOAT.
Oh, man. Well, let's see if we can find it. Oh, yeah, there's a... Let's go back a little further. J.D. Brown on the bottom, the Ducci in front of him. We didn't get a very good look at that, so let's do it one more time. Hopefully this will be the good look. Oh, they make contact in front of him. J.D. Brown had nowhere to go. That 22 of Brandon Proudfoot. And it looked like Al Boducci got into it. And that puts them back in 19th. All that hard work erased. Gone just like that.
That is racing. Unfortunately, you're gonna have where you could have been the fastest one on the track, but unfortunately, another driver decided your fate that night.
everybody else that's going to the 360s can go ahead and head over there. We might extend that about 10 extra minutes before we start that, so don't stress it. We'll all get in.
Well, you heard him. He sent us some of the guys that are ready to go off to the 360s, and I know it says 9:40 start time, but we're gonna start as soon as we get there. We just got to pack up and head on over there, so it'll probably start around 9:30ish if I had to guess. So don't worry about that.
I'm gonna be a little out of breath if we're running, but I'll make it over there.
Yeah, I'll carry you. Don't worry. You know, we'll make it. I got a wheelbarrow.
There you go. The pace truck is out. They're gonna stomp on that right pedal again. That's called the loud pedal there, Jake.
2 laps to go. Here we go. Green flag. And what a start by Alex Bergeron. He couldn't have timed it any better, but Zarfos throws it to the bottom.
It's going to be gloves off, bare knuckle boxing here. Bergeron is right on his bumper here as they come into the turn. This is going to be a fun one to the finish. Oh, and we got a little
more trouble. And no caution, still green. Bergeron not where he wants to be. Not sure if he lifted or what happened, but Zarfos looking good off of the corner. The checker flag's gonna wave. The win will go to Jeremy Zarfos here in race number 1 for the Monsters of Dirt, or here we go.
Monsters of Dirt.
The 305 series race number 1. Congrats to Jeremy Zarfos. And we're gonna talk to the top 3 drivers. So if you're interested in what they got to say, then hang around for a few minutes. But first, let's take a look at our race results here for tonight. All right, starting, let's see, finishing first, Jeremy Zarfos. Second is going to go to Alex Bergeron. And then we got Davin Cardwell,
Make sure you
Bryce
guys are in the
Bailey,
Discord so he can interview.
and Austin Anderson. All right. Sorry about that. All right, Bob Rafferty, Ryan Stillwell, Josh Gayman, and John Etheridge, along with Jace Wright. It's going to round out your top 10. Randy Rockwell, Brandyn Proudfoot, Joe Isabel, Bailey Hip, Al Balducci, Braden Eiler, Eddie Underwood, Richie Preston, JD Brown, and Ross Carenta. It's your top 20. And then last, James Smith, Tyler Shell, John Powers, Alex Studinger, and Zach McSwain. And we're going to come up and talk to Davin Cardwell. So give me just 1 second. Davin Cardwell, Shaywitz, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, good race for you there. Seen you at the end of that race. That caution might have saved you a little bit. Looks like you got into the wall, and then that caution come out. Might have saved that third place spot for you. Tell us about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it saved us there for sure. We got on the wall at the right time, I guess you'd say. But all in all, it was a great night for Twisted Motorsports. We were in third. I think we had something for the lead, but it just there at the end, I was just kind of getting mixed up with someone battling.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of racing going on out there. You dicing it up. Pretty good start here for the season. Not sure, but I got to ask you, you going to be here for all the races, man? You going to take a run at this championship?
I guess.
You guess? All right. Well,
Yeah.
hey, I hope to see you out there, man. And I was talking about that paint job. You're on that team, Twisted Motorsports. Those guys always run some flawless looking paint jobs. So great looking car, great race. Going to finish on the podium here tonight. So congrats on that. Anybody want to thank tonight?
Yeah, thank you and Tommy for broadcasting, and thank everyone that was racing clean, and thank Twisted Motorsports, Al, and everyone that's part of this, and thanks for the league, and it was a great race.
All right, David. Hey, man, good talking to you. Hope to talk to you a lot more.
Oh yeah.
All right, that was Davin. We'll move on. Alex Bergeron, Tom.
Alex, how are you doing tonight? Do we have you here? Alex, how are you tonight?
Good.
That was a very fun and exciting one to watch from you. You always bring a very entertaining show with you. So thank you there. But unfortunately, you couldn't get it done tonight quite. So really just kind of run through when Jeremy was able to get by you there. I know obviously the track is a little slick. Is that what kind of caused the because it looked like you maybe got up in the wall a little to get him by there?
Yeah, I never run 305s, so the track was special. It was slick, but it was not the reason why the car got in the wall there. I was running the cushion, was just fine, and the car just bottomed out. I didn't know what was gonna happen, so I got in the wall there, but that was out of my hands. I couldn't do anything. But it was a fun race. First 3 quarter of the race, we were up front and battling with Jeremy there. Was very, very cool deal. We won qualifying, won the heat race, and I was just staying up front. And the car got out of shape, trying to redo the restarts there, but couldn't get it. It was now one line there at the end, so couldn't make the move. So good one to him.
Yeah, that's very understandable. Like you said, when it's bottoming out there, unfortunately, there's times that the driver just really doesn't have any control of it, and you do what you can to save it and then make what you can of it. But something I had talked about on my show today with JD was kind of transitioning, because you yourself, you're one that drives the pro late models. I think I've seen you in 410s. So you're used to a little more speed, a little more power. How does that translate to bringing it into the 305s and hanging it all wide out? I mean, it's a little difficult to make that transition, is it not?
Yeah, it is absolutely. 410s. From what we see in the World Championship, myself, it's completely different. It's a different animal. You get in the slick and you're basically wide open, and you get in the 410s. You need to be very smooth with it, and it's completely different. And it's different on the cushion, different on everything. So I try to do my best there, but like I said, I never really run 305s, and it's not an excuse. Just it's different.
No, absolutely, and that's what I'm saying exactly, because I can't imagine. I am a as bottom tier driver as you can get, sir. But I mean, I know, looking at it the opposite way, if I'm comfortable in a 305 and I make the jump to a 410, it's a whole new ball game there. So really, hats off to you to really be able to put that butt into any seat on iRacing and really throw it around the track. So congrats there. Is there anybody you want to thank tonight for getting it done?
Oh well, everybody at Team ABR, even though it was a fixed setup, everybody makes an effort in the team, and that's what makes it a champion team. So Jason Nygaard, hats off to him. He works every night with me, and to be fast. My girlfriend as well, for always supporting me and being this team. It's I'm proud of that. Everybody else, all of our partners, CSI Shocks, Pit Logic app, BK Designs, Myring Farm Equipment, everybody watching, my dad as well. You guys were doing an awesome job broadcasting Monsters of Dirt for putting this up. It was fun to be here tonight, and definitely going to come back soon.
All right, so that you kind of answered my last question there. I'm dying to know, because I'm a Monsters of Dirt fan. I'm a Monsters of Dirt guy. I've seen you in other series. Are we going to see you more often here in the Monsters of Dirt?
Yeah, I'm still debating on running in 360s here in a little bit, but we'll see.
All righty. Well, remember, they've got other series out here. We'd love to watch you this season because you are one of the most entertaining on iRacing. So thank you again for coming out here tonight. We appreciate it, and hope you have a fantastic one, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
All right,
It's always fun when you get to interview a world class or a world champion. You know that?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, and great interview, man. I tell you what, you and him both give a good interview. So that was fun to just stand by and listen to you guys talk. Good questions. But we got to move on because we got a winner here tonight we haven't talked to yet. His name is Jeremy Zarfos. Let's see if we can get him on the radio. Not sure. Is he here? Yeah, I think he is. Let's see. See if we can tune in to his channel. I tell you what, throw him a radio. Jeremy, it's Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
I do.
Hey man, I tell you what a battle going on between you and Alex Bergeron out there. Tell us how you made that pass there and what kept you out front.
I honestly don't know what happened. I just was running my line like every other time, and spotter said car high, and then all of a sudden I looked down and he wasn't there. So I really don't still know what happened until I watched the replay. But after that, then it was just running my line and hit my marks.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I was watching. You opened up a can of you know what out there. You had a fast sprint car there. Where was the good line for you? And it looked like you was getting it done mostly on the bottom. Once you get out front, how'd you keep it out in front of him?
Well, I was running the top of 1 and 2. I think I may have showed it to him. Didn't quite complete the pass in the first 10 laps there, and he moved up into my line. But I was able to run the bottom. I'm not sure if he couldn't get the car down there and keep it there, but I had to go where he wasn't, figure something out. And I was a little better there, so I felt like I had a good shot at it. But yeah, it was good on the bottom. If I could you really had to get the car at the right angle to be able to get middle exit. Entry was everything. If you didn't get that thing pointed in the right direction, you weren't going to make up any ground.
I tell you what, that number 19 Bob Ruth got a little bit of Ryan Blaney mixed in there, and Wicked Cushion as well. That thing was moving out there tonight, and it couldn't have done it without Jeremy Zarfos, man. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Behind the wheel, you really wheeled that thing around, and you led 17 laps after starting 5th, bringing home the victory. You got the checker flag for race number 1. You gonna try to make a run for this championship?
We'll see. My time is really limited on iRacing. I don't run 305. It's kind of like Alex. I think the last 305 official I ran, I got my tail kicked. So I don't really know how to race these things. But when it gets slick like this, I feel like it makes it racier. On a 305, you can use the power. You're not completely wide open.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll be the 305s every week. I'd like to do the 360s. That's mainly why I signed up for the league tonight. Actually, I signed up, I think, 2 hours ago. But I had some time. I have some newborn twins at home. They were being quiet, so I figured I'd jump in here and try 305s and get a win.
Well, congrats, man. That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, that is awesome. So, good deal, man. Hey, a lot of people are probably glad to hear that, because, and Lord, don't let him figure out how to drive these things. You was out there putting a whooping on them. So, good job tonight on the win. Anybody want to thank?
Yeah, so my car is sort of a hodgepodge of sponsors right now, but I'm on the Dave Blaney sim team, part of Wicked Cushion, part of the family there. So got to thank all the guys there, Sheridan, Keen, Schaefer, Strickler, all my buddies there. Ryan Blaney Family Foundation, Mohawk, J&B Medical, all the partners that Matt has put together for.
Hey, man, congrats on the win. You got it done. Hopefully we catch you again here in Victory Lane.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Hey, you got it, buddy. What a win by Jeremy Zarfos. And Tom, any final thoughts?
I'm just ready to watch some 360 action now. That was a good start of the season, and I know it'll get cleaner. It'll get better going forward. Guys got their jitters out. I'm ready to watch some 360s now.
All right, well, we're going to pack it up. We're going to head on over to, I believe, Lernerville, and we'll be back live here. So check us out, SRTV Network, here in about 15 minutes, maybe a little less. I'm not for sure. And that's going to do it here tonight from the dirt track at Charlotte, the Monsters of Dirt, the JIR Motorsports Slide Job Sunday 305s is complete. Race number 1, that is, here. Until next time, which is in a few minutes, I'm Jay Weezy with Tom Racker. They call him Tommy Boy. Tommy, appreciate you once again for coming up in here. And thanks to all you guys out there watching. And of course, before we go, we got to give a big shout out to all the people to help make this possible for the Monsters of Dirt. Everybody, have a great night.